Hey guys, I'm here to talk about the riots. So Morgan Freeman was recently talking to Newsweek magazine, and he said, "Why are so many people dying in police custody? Why are they all black? And why are the cops involved always white?" Now this is a guy who has literally played God, okay? And he's, what are you doing?
Here, give me
what
those
are you doing?
glasses. Give me
Ow!
that. Give me that.
All right. It's so frustrating because you liberals have a point, but you don't even know what it is. It's not the cops, okay? And it's not the rioters. It's not the criminals destroying cars. The cops have always just been doing their job, and the rioters are acting like complete savages, all right? No one is supporting them. However, their rage is valid. The problem here is prison culture, okay? Not cops. We live in a country that has something like 4.4% of the world's population, America does, yet they have 20% of the incarcerated people. That's worse than China, that's worse than places in the Middle East that have abolished slavery 10, 15 years ago. We have 716 per 100,000. That is the worst. That's as bad as it gets. And it's become ingrained into our culture. A lot of these poor blacks and whites don't see prison as a bad thing. And I'm not saying it's not horrific in there. I'm not saying it's 3 hots and a cot. I'm saying it's happened so many times that a lot of them are broken. You know, you hear these stories about guys getting out after 6.5 years and getting turned away at the gate and saying, no, sorry, 3 more. When their bags are packed, or they get out and they get arrested because part of their probation was living in good housing, but they can't get a job because they have a criminal record. So they go back to jail, and it happens again and again and again. Police brutality and dying in custody isn't an issue. You haven't done the numbers. We had something like 12 million arrests in 2014, and barely 600 died. That's 0.0000005% of the arrests leading to death. And they're not black or white. In fact, whites are getting stopped more than blacks, even in proportion to their existence in the crime rate, okay? Whites are dying, being shot by cops just as much. And the cops doing the shooting range from all races. The recent Freddie Gray thing had equally black and white cops. It's about the prisons, dummy. That's where we're at right now. And we say, I'm appealing to libertarians, all right? We don't want a police culture. We don't want a prison culture. The cops don't want it either. They don't want to be arresting these people. We just had a guy who spent 6 years in prison for selling lobster tails out of a box instead of a bag. He's not the only one to go to jail for that. And it's not even an American law. It's a Honduran law. That's how many laws there are. When everything is illegal, everyone's a criminal, and the state can just randomly take them off the streets. When we had Benghazi, Hillary guaranteed an arrest before she knew what the crime was. Then she goes, oh, he had violated his parole by using a different name. Let's use that one. In New York State right now, it's illegal to have an ice cream cone in your back pocket. This is an old horse thief law, and they would just walk away from the horse and the horse would follow after it got a taste. But who knows? They can bring that back. Giuliani brought the cabaret law back. That was some dumb law about not dancing in certain areas. He brought it back from the grave to take care of drugs in clubs, and it was a law. People were going to court and having to dance in front of the judge, arguing what their dance was. Lawyers would have to reenact the dance. That's what the state can do today. It all goes back to a Malcolm Gladwell article about the benefits of stop and frisk and how important it is to prosecute petty crimes. He noticed that when we ramped up random arrests, then crime plummeted. And it brought the whole collectivist populace together supporting lots of arrests. And it's not even true. Chicago's crime rate was plummeting. LA's crime rate was plummeting. It had nothing to do with all the arrests. And Malcolm Gladwell himself is embarrassed of that article and admits he overstated it. But now it's part of arrest culture. And we have these poor bastards being totally okay with it. That's the issue here. That's the fundamental basis of the rage. And that's what these liberal morons should be focusing on, not racism or cops. That's how you make an argument. You do the math. So Morgan Freeman was lying then? Racist.